here today, and I am creating a layout using the new Old School collection by Heidi Swapp that I picked up in the Cherry on Top store. So I'm just going to flip through some of the papers here real quick that I picked up. And I also have the die cut pack. I'm still waiting on the sticker book, but I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. I love this collection. Those distressed, cool patterns are my jam for sure. So I have these two photos of my little guy in the lake, and I think I'm going to use that wave paper. It's super cool. I don't know. I like it. It's funky. I had edited the photos in that cool retro style. I'm going to use this sketch here from Stuck Sketches. That's by Laura Whitaker. I adore her sketches. They're almost always my go-to if I'm going to use a sketch. So I'm just going to trim this down so you can see a black border around the edges with that larger 12 by 12 black paper that I had, background paper, even though I really like the background black of this one as well. It's like a photo film, but I'm just gonna have to get more. So I cut up the photos and I backed them on white, and then I backed them on black. I really wanted them to pop off the page, and that background paper is really busy, so they needed to pop. So you'll see me take them off and put them back on about 1,000,000 times. But I gotta see how it works. And I like to put my title on some plastic so I can move it around and make sure it looks good. So the title is going to be Boats Well with Others. I was out of 5s, so I was out of S's, so I cut the 5s, shaved off the edges a little bit to make them smoother and look like 6 S's. Those are from the prior Heidi Swapp collection, the Wolf Pack collection, but they work perfectly. Heidi loves black and white, so I think she has black and white in pretty much all of her collections, so they worked perfectly for this page. So I sewed around the edges of the pattern paper, and then I'm using my finger to kind of ruffle up the little edge and bring it up and give it some texture. And there I go, putting everything back on again. So, that stencil is from Kaisercraft, and it's really cool dots. And I pull out my Nuvo glitter paste, and I had to run it under hot water because I had gotten it on the edge of the lid, and it was like cemented shut. It was so hard to open. So don't do that. I made sure to wipe off the edge of the lid before I closed it this time. So I'm just spreading it through the stencil to where it'll stick out from either side of the photos. And it looks kind of navy blue when you put it on for some reason, but it dries black for sure. And it's just like really subtle way of putting on some texture and adding to that already busy background, but just kind of breaking up the pattern behind the photos. So there, it's dry. Magic of the camera. I lay my photos back on it, bring in my title, and now it's time to start embellishing. I am going to put paper strips at the top, but I'm going to go through some of the embellishments first. And that kind of leads me to choosing my paper strips. So I get some of the larger ephemera pieces out of the die cut pack, and I use those to back these photos, and I use the black and white ones. And then I pull out mostly pink. I went with mostly pink around the photos. I don't use that one I just set down, only because there's just so many words with the title being big. I don't like to have too many die cuts with words. Like the love word is just a single word, so it didn't compete with the title. So I decided I'm going to do the paper strips in mostly pink. So I pull out this awesome leopard print paper, and it's like this almost purpley pink color, and I just tear a strip off, and then I tear a strip off of this other one. It says one of a kind, and it is also pink. And then the other side of the leopard paper is that black palm frond, and so I like it because it's almost a solid, and so I pull off a smaller bit of it, and that is what I use to kind of break up those two pinks up at the top. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So I rip everything up nice and funky. And then I run the 2 pink bigger pieces through my sewing machine and just get a stitch down the middle of them to kind of match the stitch that I have around the outside of the paper. And sorry if you hear a noise, that's my coffee maker in the background. And, oh, we're going to keep going through the ephemera pack. It's really basic ephemera. It's like, seize the day, best friends, I love you, really, really basic things. Maybe things that you would like write on your books in school, I guess, is what she was going with that. So there, I ran those pieces of paper through my sewing machine, and now I'm going to stick them down and layer them up there at the top of the page. And I was kind of stuck on what design I wanted to do, so that's why I love a sketch. And definitely don't be afraid to grab for a sketch. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you hit the scrapbook table trying to think of a new idea. There's only so many ways you can fit paper onto a 12 by 12 sheet, you know. So I love sketches, and I love making them my own. And you know, my own is usually distressed, which worked really great with this Heidi Swapped Old School collection. So I get those papers down, and then I just kind of rough up a few torn bits. Again, you know, I like the volume and dimension that it gives. So now we're going to stick down the background ephemera and the photos, and I kind of make sure I do it all at the same time to get them exactly perfect. Although that AGT gun, the tape is a little bit repositionable for a minute. And there it is. And I did put a lot on there because that glitter paste is below the photos and ephemera, and I think that it would probably cause a little bit of trouble with sticking if I didn't put too much, but it holds really well. That gun tape holds well. Oh, and now I'm positioning this die cut. It's a little pink, and it has some journaling spots, but it has a date spot that I don't need because I have a date spot above his head. So I'm sticking the date spot up under his photo, and then I'm making sure to leave room for my journaling. That we were at Del Hollow Dam Lake in Tennessee, and it was gorgeous. It was like the blue of the Caribbean Sea in the lake. It was amazing. Can't really tell in the photos because of the way I edited them, but I edited them with a color story. So now I've got my die cuts down at the bottom. I'm going to add my title at the top, Boats Well with Others. And he does, man. He was loving being out on the boat, being out in the water. And I'm using my Nuvo adhesive to stick all of those down, because even though they're sticky, we know they don't love to stick. They'd be falling off within a month probably, because they're just heavy. All right, now time for some more embellishments. I'm going to open the top part of the die cut pack, which is just the smaller bits. There's a lot of silver holographic. There's a lot of numbers too, which could be cool for if you want to do a list or something, I guess. But I'm looking for mostly pink, just to bring the pink from the top pattern papers down to the bottom of my page. So pull out mostly pink bits, and then I actually go to another sticker sheet from her Honey and Spice collection, because I love that all of her collections can kind of mix and match, because her style is the same. Obviously it doesn't change, and I don't know, I just like that you can mix and match among the collections. So there were a few pink bits on the Honey and Spice collection, which was her last collection, and I added there you go, that's the sticker sheet. And so I added those in as well. And then the little letter, I have like little typewriter stickers that I will also use, and those are Cocoa Vanilla Studio. Some of the ephemera in Heidi's collection are like vellum, so that's why you see me get out my tiny attacher here, because I don't like to use glue behind vellum, because you will end up being able to see it. So I do use my stapler, but then I also just used it up there too, just to kind of give the visual triangle, make sure that I used it in a few spots around the page so it didn't look random just in one spot. Yeah, so I just do like a little stack of single word stickers down there. And I do use my Nuvo behind them because I don't want them falling off. And then I think we're about done here. So thanks for watching. I'm going to put my affiliate link down below if you want to head over to the Cherry on Top store and pick up your own old school. And oh, I saw Laura do this the other day, my fellow design team member. She traced around the alphas to make them stand out more. And I was like, oh, I've done that before. And I totally forgot about doing that. So I like how Laura and I have different styles, but watching her videos, I pick up things I can use on my page. And so, you know, that's a fun way to think about going about who you watch on YouTube. So thanks for watching, y'all. Make sure you shop down below with my affiliate link. Give me a like and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.